This is an introduction to Canva. Now, Canva has lots and lots of different areas to go down, but we're just going to go down the flyer route today, okay? And then next week we'll go down the social media route. So what is Canva? Well, I made this flyer on the right. I made that in Canva, and this is the one that we're going to look at doing. I'll show you how I did that today. So Canva is an easy-to-use graphic design platform that allows you to create designs for social media or print, and you can actually even print directly from it. You can ask Canva to print it for you, and they'll deliver it to you. It allows us all to create the branded visual content, SWI branded visual content, and you can do lots and lots of different things with it. You can do presentations, you can do adverts, everything in it. So the member benefits that we feel it's particularly useful for you guys is it's free for everyone. It's easy to use. I say that now. We'll see that next week when you've all had a week of using it. Lots of online support videos. All your content is in one place. You upload your pictures to Canva and you store them in Canva. You upload your logos to Canva, you store them in Canva. So you've got everything at your fingertips to make the next thing that you're doing, which is a really good tool to have. Photos are sized automatically. So if you're printing a photograph, it will know that you're printing a photograph, like as in you need it to print in a leaflet that you're going to give out. So it will tell you if the picture's not big enough. It will also make your pictures smaller if they're going to go onto social media. And your content can be shared instantly. Now you can share your content with just friends. If you want to send it to committee members, for example, just to make sure that they're happy with something before it goes out, you can send them a link. They can look at it on Canva and say, yeah, that looks fabulous, go ahead. Or you can share it directly onto social, or you can download it and you can send it to print at your local printer, or you can print it from Canva. You just drag your template over and drop it on, and then you can change the text to whatever you want. But as a starting point, it's brilliant. You can just say, okay, I need that to say Pancake Day or whatever it is. I don't know why I thought of Pancake Day, but Pancake Day. and then you fill those lines up with what you want to say. And really, once you've done all of those things and you've changed your dates, that's you. You've got a poster, which is brilliant. I'll show you a different one. Very different. But you can just play. You can say that's a game day instead of night. You can change your date. You can change the text there. And can you see that you can do an awful lot without actually being a designer? You know what I mean? And you can choose the mood of all the things that you want to do. So you might just want this one to be very plain, back together, and then you just resize your text a little and make it like that, so that you can just do really whatever you want. You might recognize that from the one that I had on the start of the talk. So this one is in, it's nice colors, but I wanted it to be a brighter thing, and I'll just show you what it ended up like again, just so you've got that. So I wanted it to be brighter. I wanted it to do a different job. I wanted the logo on it, and I wanted a bottom line on it. So in order to do that, I go to the background and I say, what color would I like my background? So you can go to the background color there, or you can go to background here, and all your colors come up. And you can have lots of different types of backgrounds, but for this, we're just going to go to the colors. So chose a pink color, and you could leave it however you want to leave it, but but I thought that was a wee bit lurid. So so I thought, right, I want to have this not yellow, and then this element I wanted to have the blue, and I wanted this to be blue, the megaphone. Now the megaphone is made up of a few different colors. When you go in and look at it, you'll see that it's got a few on at the top here. Can you see the blue, the yellow, and the darker yellow boxes at the top of on the white bar at the top?
Mhm.
You see that, ladies? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, just next to edit image.
Mhm.
So I'm going to run through this. I'm not expecting you to take all of this in, guys. I'm just going to run through it so you can see kind of how quickly you could do it, you know. So that's that. I wanted this to be blue, so I just have to put the color on, and then you see that the horn bit at the front, that's gone blue, and then the rest of it's gone blue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I might want these little drops to be white, so I turn them white. They're not actually on my final design, but you know, but they're in this one. And then I wanted to say, what did I say? I had women's group. So I just type in and it was for Bathgate, but it could be for anywhere. Now, the boxes toggle from there's wee white dots at the edge, at the corner of each box, and you can make the text smaller and larger when you pull. You click on those, click on them, and hold your. I think you have to hold your control button down, but you can toggle them like that. And then if you do this, you highlight them all. Double click to highlight them all. Then you can change it to be, go to the left, go to the right, go to the middle. And then up at the top on the white bar, there's next to effects, and you see there's 3 lines and then 2 arrows pointing north and south. So that's for your spacing. And in there, you can do all manner of things. You can make them go on top of each other like that, or you can make them go really far away. But really you want them to be almost touching, but not quite, just so they're nice and readable. And then you can also make your letters spread out or go back, but again, almost touching, but just so they're nice and readable. And then I obviously don't want that to be blue on blue, so I go back to, I highlight all of that text by double clicking it all. And then I go to the little text color at the top there, next to it goes ABI. You see that? Yeah. So you go to text color, and then your colors will come up again. And then can you see document colors on the left hand side? So then you turn that white. Yeah.
Yep.
And then so Bathgate, I don't want Bathgate to be in white because it's all going to be a bit white on blue. So Bathgate, I go to the colors again. I think that might be nice in the pink. Yeah, it's all a bit hanging off the side of the box now, isn't it? It's not quite in the right position. So I make Bathgate a bit smaller by toggling on those white dots again. And then I move women's group up there. And I move it down ever so slightly so that it's sitting nicely. And then because this was a new group, I wanted to say new. So I copied and pasted Bathgate. So I got the same size font. And I wrote new. New. And then I just moved that along so that it's not crashing in. And because that could read as a place name, New Bathgate, I thought, well, I'm going to change the color of that and I'll make it white. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now I'm going to show you what happens when you put the SWI logo into the mix. Now I've got the logo uploaded, but I'm just going to upload it so that you can see how to do it. One second, I can find it. You can just drag and drop from your, if you've got everything laid out that you need on your desktop, you can just drag it on. It's really simple. It just uploads in seconds. So you just get your logo in the right place and the right size, and whatever you want to do. You might want to put it here, you might want to put it down here, whatever you want to do. But for the purposes of this, I'm just going to do it up here. And these dots are in the way, so I'm just going to take the dots off. And then I want to have a wee bar behind that so that the logo stands out. So I go to the elements page, which is basically shapes and frames and circles and lines. That's what that is, elements. And I clicked on this square, and the square appears right in the middle of my page. And then I just drag that up there, and I resize that. So I think, well, that's probably about the right size. But it's in front of the logo, and I don't want that, obviously. So I click on the logo, and then I go to the white bar at the top again, and I say position, and I say forward, and there it's in front end. So it's a wee bit big, that bar, so I'm going to do that. And it's a different color to everything else on the page. So I'm going to just make that the same color as everything else. Now you'll see that now that I've brought the logo in, it's actually done something really clever, because in the colors, when I look at the colors, you'll see it's got photo colors halfway down. Let's see, it says photo colors. So it picks up, it will tell you exactly what the color is in the logo, which is really useful. When you're doing something and you're thinking, well, I'd like to do that in SWI colors, but I don't really know what they are. This automatically tells you. So from now on, anything I put on this page, so I could make that blue in the speech bubble. I could make that the gold of SWI, or I could make it the blue of SWI. And then I want to put in Scottish Women's Institutes here. Now, I've made this. Here's one I made earlier, ladies. I've made this because this is what we would like the logos to look like. And this is all in the PDF as well. I've got a little brand. I've got a little brand section so that you've got an idea of how we want to use the logo and what font we want to use. So the font is Poppins Medium, and that's in Canva. You don't have to buy anything. It's all completely in everything's in Canva. And again, like I said, this is all in the PDF. But this sort of shows you how you can use it, and so we'd like it to be in the SWI blue on white, or else white on the SWI blue. To make the text to go in that little box, you just grab some text from the side, which is everything you need to go onto the pages is in the sidebar here on the black sidebar, and everything that you need to change anything that's on the page is in the top, like the top white bar. So left hand side for all of your bits, and top bar for what you can do with them. Yeah. So to write some text, you just go to the text button on the left-hand side, add a subheading, you just press add a subheading and it will come onto your page. And then you just move it, which is easier said than done sometimes, but you just click on it a couple of times and you'll be able to move it. So here I'm just going to write Scottish Women's Institutes. And obviously it's way too big for that wee box. So I double click it all, make sure it's all highlighted. And then I go, I think, well, it might be about 20 points that I need that to be. I want it to be on 3 decks, because I think that looks quite cute next to the heart. But it's a wee bit, there's too much space in between it. So I go to the spacer again, the spacing, which is the 3 lines and the north and south arrows. And I just reduce the spacing until it's almost touching, but not quite. And then I pull it over onto the blue bar. But obviously it's now too big for the blue bar, isn't it? So then I need to say, right, okay, I'll make the blue bar a wee bit bigger, but I don't want the heart to be all the way on the blue bar. I like the heart to be slightly off it. That's just me. You might think a different way, but that's the way I do it. So I move the heart along a little bit. I think, well, could do with a wee twist that heart. So I'm just going to turn it slightly so it's on its side. And then this text is a wee bit too big. Sure. So no, I don't have that in the right font. So I go back to the Scottish Women's Institutes. And I say, right, I need that to be in a different font because I can see what font it's in on the top bar. Because again, that's where you find all the how to change things. And it's in one called Canva Sans. I don't want it to be in that. I want it to be in one called, I've forgotten what it's called now.
Poppins.
Poppins, yeah. Thanks very much. Who was that?
Doreen.
Oh, Doreen, thanks very much. So Poppins
Medium.
Poppins medium, yeah. Okay, so, and then you just do it by eye. You can get it nice and big and you can just do it by eye and say, is that looking right? Is there enough space in between things? Have I got the same space above it, below it? Don't really need it beside it, you know. Just do it by eye, what you want to do. And then the only thing we need to do now is make the bottom part of the flyer. We want to have a heading font. So again, I went to text and then add a heading. And then it appears in the middle. And then you drag this down and you say, join us for fun and friendship. Obviously, you can have your whatever words you want there. So it's obviously too big for the thing. So I use the tools up at the top, which are the changing tools. And you can just go down a few like that, up and down, minus, plus. And then it's a wee bit weedy that compared to the fonts at the top. So I think, well, I'd like that to be in a bit more of a chunkier font, perhaps. So I think, oh, that one's quite nice. Wee bit spacey in between it. So I go up to the spacer and I close it up a little bit. And I think, well, that's a bit funny in black down there. I'd prefer it to be white. So I'll highlight it again. And I'll go to the text color in the top on the A. And then there it is in white. And then to do the charity number. So this on the left-hand side on the text box. So when you toggle onto the text box, you've got the heading option, the subheading option, and a little bit of body text. And a little bit of body text is just comes on in a smaller font. Still too big for what we need, but it's a smaller one. And then you say Scottish charity number. And I'm afraid I don't know off by heart, but there we go. and then you can double click on that and do exactly the same again. Make it smaller. Don't go for things like this. Don't go below 9.9. Don't go below 9. You call it point size in fonts. And I would put that. I'd put that at the side. Just has to be on there somewhere. But I would put that at the side. And then I don't want it in black. So again, I'll go to my colors and I'll make it white. And that's it. All you really need to remember is left-hand side for all of the things you need to have on the page, and the top white bar. Once you've clicked on things on that you've brought in, if it's text, all of the text options will come up. If it's an object, all of the object options will come up above there.